In the quiet hum of a small town, nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, life unfolded in a predictable rhythm. People went to work, children played in the fields, and the stars twinkled above like distant diamonds, unbothered by the mundane concerns of Earth. Yet, beneath this serene surface, a storm of curiosity was brewing, one that would shatter the very fabric of what humanity believed about its place in the universe. It all began with a peculiar event that caught the attention of the local newspaper. A farmer named Harold Jenkins, known for his stubbornness and his love for his cattle, reported something extraordinary. One clear night, while checking on his herd, he noticed a strange light hovering above his cornfield. At first, he thought it was just a trick of the moonlight, but as he squinted at the glowing orb, it became apparent that this was no ordinary light. It pulsated with colors he had never seen, shifting from deep blue to a vibrant green, and it hovered silently, defying the laws of physics as he knew them. Harold, a man of practicality, dismissed it as a figment of his imagination, a mere reflection of his long hours in the fields. But the next morning, as he walked through the corn, he discovered something that changed everything. Scattered across the ground were strange metallic fragments, unlike anything he had ever encountered. They shimmered in the sunlight, reflecting hues of silver and gold, and bore an otherworldly insignia etched into their surfaces. With a sense of unease creeping in, Harold gathered the fragments and decided to take them to the local university, hoping that someone there could explain what he had found. Dr. Evelyn Carter, an astrobiologist with a penchant for the unexplained, was intrigued by Harold's discoveries. She had spent years studying the possibility of extraterrestrial life, poring over data from distant planets and analyzing signals from the cosmos. Yet, she had never expected to encounter tangible evidence so close to home. As she examined the fragments under a microscope, her heart raced. The material was unlike any known element on Earth, and the insignia, an intricate pattern of spirals and dots, bore a striking resemblance to symbols found in ancient cultures around the world, often interpreted as messages from the stars. Evelyn decided to investigate further. She enlisted the help of her colleague, Dr. Samuel Ortiz, a physicist with expertise in advanced materials. Together, they conducted a series of tests, analyzing the properties of the fragments and attempting to decode the symbols. As days turned into weeks, their findings began to paint a startling picture. The fragments contained isotopes that were not found in nature on Earth, suggesting they had originated from a place beyond the planet's atmosphere. The implications were staggering. As word of their discovery spread, the town became a hub of activity. Skeptics and believers alike flocked to Harold's farm, eager to catch a glimpse of the evidence. Some came with cameras, ready to document the phenomenon, while others arrived with notepads, intent on recording every detail. The local diner buzzed with conversations about the fragments, and theories about aliens filled the air. Was it a government experiment gone wrong? Or had humanity finally made contact with beings from another world? The excitement reached a fever pitch when Evelyn and Samuel were invited to present their findings at a national conference on extraterrestrial life. Standing before a crowd of scientists, journalists, and enthusiasts, Evelyn felt a mix of exhilaration and trepidation. She shared their research, detailing the properties of the fragments and the possible implications for humanity. The audience listened intently, some nodding in agreement, while others furrowed their brows in disbelief. Then came the moment that would change everything. A renowned astrophysicist, Dr. Leonard Miles, rose to speak. He had been a vocal skeptic of alien life, often dismissing claims as mere fantasy. But as he examined the evidence presented, a glimmer of doubt crossed his face. He spoke of the vastness of the universe, the billions of stars and planets, and the likelihood that life existed elsewhere. He urged the audience to consider the implications of the fragments, not just for science, but for humanity's understanding of itself. The conference ended with a sense of urgency. The world was hungry for answers, and the media frenzy that followed was unprecedented. News outlets from around the globe descended upon the small town, eager to cover the story. Documentaries were made, podcasts were launched, and social media exploded with speculation. The fragments became a symbol of hope and fear, prompting discussions about what it meant to be human in a universe teeming with possibilities. Back in the town, Harold found himself thrust into the spotlight. He was no longer just a farmer. He was a reluctant celebrity, the man who had stumbled upon evidence of alien life. He gave interviews, attended panels, and shared his story with anyone who would listen. Yet amidst the chaos, he longed for the simplicity of his former life, the quiet nights spent under the stars, free from the weight of expectation. Evelyn and Samuel continued their research, delving deeper into the fragments. They collaborated with experts from various fields, seeking to unlock the secrets they held. As they worked, they uncovered more anomalies, strange electromagnetic readings, unexplained phenomena in the vicinity of the farm, and even sightings of unusual aerial objects. It seemed that the fragments were just the tip of the iceberg. The evidence was mounting. Then one fateful evening, everything changed. While conducting a nighttime observation, Evelyn and Samuel noticed a flickering light in the sky. It was unlike anything they had seen before, darting across the horizon with incredible speed, changing direction in ways that defied logic. They scrambled to set up their equipment, capturing images and data, their hearts racing with anticipation. This was the moment they had been waiting for, a potential encounter with the unknown. As the light danced above them, they felt a connection, a sense of being watched. It was exhilarating and terrifying all at once. The light hovered for a moment, as if acknowledging their presence, before shooting off into the distance, leaving behind a trail of shimmering particles that glowed in the night sky. Evelyn and Samuel exchanged wide-eyed glances, a silent understanding passing between them. They had witnessed something extraordinary, something that would solidify their beliefs and propel their research into new territories. In the following weeks, the sighting became a sensation. Footage from their cameras was analyzed by experts, and the phenomenon was dubbed the Jenkins Light. Theories abounded, ranging from advanced military technology to extraterrestrial craft. The debate raged on, with skeptics attempting to debunk the evidence, while believers heralded it as a turning point in humanity's understanding of the universe. As the frenzy continued, Evelyn received a mysterious message. It was an anonymous tip, urging her to meet at a secluded location in the woods. Intrigued yet cautious, she decided to investigate. She shared her plans with Samuel, who insisted on accompanying her. Together, they ventured into the depths of the forest, guided by the fading light of dusk. When they arrived at the designated spot, they were met by a figure cloaked in shadows. The person introduced themselves as Alex, a former government scientist who had worked on classified projects related to extraterrestrial technology. They spoke in hushed tones, revealing secrets that sent chills down Evelyn's spine. Alex explained that the government had been aware of alien life for decades, conducting experiments and covering up evidence to prevent mass panic. Evelyn and Samuel listened in disbelief as Alex detailed encounters with alien beings, describing advanced technologies that could manipulate time and space. The fragments found by Harold were part of a larger puzzle, a key to understanding humanity's connection to the cosmos. They were urged to continue their research, but to tread carefully, as powerful forces would do anything to keep the truth hidden. With a newfound sense of purpose, Evelyn and Samuel returned to their work, driven by the knowledge that they were on the brink of a revelation that could change everything. They began to connect with other researchers, forming a network of like-minded individuals dedicated to uncovering the truth. Their efforts culminated in a groundbreaking study that synthesized their findings with historical records and ancient texts, suggesting that contact with extraterrestrial beings had occurred throughout human history. As their work gained traction, they were invited to present their findings at an international symposium on extraterrestrial life. The anticipation was palpable as they prepared to share their research with the world. They knew they were risking everything, but the potential for discovery outweighed the fear of reprisal. On the day of the symposium, the atmosphere was electric. Scientists, journalists, and enthusiasts filled the auditorium, eager to hear what Evelyn and Samuel had to say. As they took the stage, they felt the weight of history on their shoulders. They presented their evidence, weaving together threads of science, history, and personal testimony. The audience was captivated, hanging on their every word. When they finished, a wave of applause erupted, but it was soon followed by a wave of skepticism. Questions flew from the audience, challenging their conclusions and demanding more evidence. Evelyn and Samuel stood firm, knowing that the truth was often met with resistance. They engaged in passionate debates, defending their research and advocating for the exploration of the unknown. As the symposium concluded, a sense of camaraderie emerged among the attendees. Scientists who had once been divided by their beliefs found common ground, united by a shared curiosity about the universe. It was a turning point, a moment where the veil of secrecy began to lift and the possibility of collaboration emerged. In the months that followed, the momentum continued to build. The fragments were analyzed by laboratories around the world, and their findings corroborated Evelyn and Samuel's research. Documentaries were produced, books were written, and the conversation about extraterrestrial life became mainstream. The stigma surrounding the topic began to fade, replaced by a sense of wonder and possibility. Yet, amidst the excitement, there were whispers of danger. Evelyn and Samuel received anonymous threats warning them to cease their investigations. It was a chilling reminder that the truth was not always welcomed. They discussed the risks, weighing the importance of their work against the potential consequences. But they knew they could not turn back. The quest for knowledge was too vital, too important for the future of humanity. As the world began to embrace the idea of extraterrestrial life, a new wave of exploration emerged. Space agencies ramped up their efforts, launching missions to distant planets and moons, seeking signs of life beyond Earth. The fragments found by Harold became a symbol of hope, a reminder that humanity was not alone in the universe. Then came the day that would forever alter the course of history. A signal was detected emanating from a distant star system, one that bore striking similarities to Earth. Scientists around the globe scrambled to analyze the data, and the implications were staggering. It appeared to be a structured communication, a message from an intelligent civilization. Evelyn and Samuel were called to assist in decoding the signal, their expertise in astrobiology and physics proving invaluable. As they worked tirelessly, they felt the weight of the moment pressing down on them. This was it, the culmination of years of research, debate, and discovery. The message could hold the key to understanding not only the existence of other life forms, but also the future of humanity. Days turned into weeks as they pored over the data, piecing together the fragments of the message. It was a complex tapestry of information, filled with mathematical equations, images, and sounds. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they began to decipher the meaning behind it. The message was an invitation, a call for unity and collaboration, urging humanity to join a cosmic community that spanned the stars. When the news broke, the world erupted in celebration. People gathered in streets, parks, and homes, looking up at the night sky with a sense of wonder and possibility. The message was a beacon of hope, a reminder that humanity's journey was far from over. It sparked a renaissance of exploration, creativity, and cooperation, uniting people across cultures and borders. Evelyn and Samuel became ambassadors of this new era, sharing their story and advocating for a future where humanity embraced its place among the stars. They traveled the world, speaking at conferences, engaging with communities, and inspiring the next generation of explorers. The fragments that had once been a source of fear and skepticism became a testament to the power of curiosity and the pursuit of knowledge. As they looked up at the stars, Evelyn and Samuel felt a sense of belonging, a connection to something greater than themselves. They understood that the journey was just beginning, that the universe was vast and filled with mysteries waiting to be uncovered. And as they stood together under the night sky, they knew that humanity's story was intertwined with the cosmos, a narrative of exploration, discovery, and the unyielding quest for truth.